Hi there, Loy Machedo speaking to you from loymachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo? Wait, let me just check and make sure this doesn't go off. Okay, the date today is, what's the date? 1st of April 2016. Time right now is 8:50 in the evening. It's 9 o'clock nearly. So I just finished the North Face Rock Run 2016. I don't know if you can see this. It's pretty... Okay, Rock Run 2016, and I just wanted to give you a video review of the whole race. Now, I happened to hear of this race from my friend online. I found out about him. His name is Lee Harris, L-E-E-Harris, Lee Harris online. He is a performance and endurance coach, and he is the, if you go to his Facebook profile, it says, he's a North Face mountain athletic coach, performance endurance coach, and ultra runner athlete. And, he has this website that is lifestylefitness.com. I'll get you the exact website. I'll put it down in my description, which you can check it below. So when I happened to hear of the North Face run, I was not very keen because, I didn't know anything about trail running. But to my surprise, Lee Harris, he sent me a personal message, and he said, "Loy, why don't you come down?" And I was pretty flattered. That he being the North Face Mountain Athletic Coach, he being an ambassador, a coach of North Face, he took a personal interest. So I was really honored. And, maybe because of my social media activities or how active I am, he was really kind. And I decided I would take part, but I was not very sure. So then later on, when I sent him a message, and the message, I'll read it out to you. I actually sent him a message to see what would he respond. After all, you tend to be so busy that you may not respond. So I didn't expect him to respond at all. To my biggest surprise, he actually responded to me. He not only responded, he even gave me his cell phone number and told me that if in case I had any doubts, any questions, anything, he would be more than happy to guide me. So fine. Then I decided to take part, and I registered after I finished. After I finished another, that is the 2XU Oceanic 2XU triathlon. Yeah. So I registered for it. And after calling him, he sorted out all my doubts. I registered through Premium Online, and finally I got a list of instructions, the PDF, everything else, and I got ready. I didn't actually prepare very much for this race, but when I asked Lee Harris, he just said it's going to be a comfortable race. If you're not very sure of the 21 kilometers, you can choose either 5 kilometers or 10 kilometers. So for me, 10 kilometers was okay. Now, the race was supposed to start at 4 o'clock, and it has a 1 hour journey, 1 and a half hour journey from Sharjah to the place Sauka or something like that, which is in Ras Al Khaimah. So once again I asked Lee how to get there. He gave me the directions via big paragraph, but I'm pretty comfortable with Google Maps. And then I asked him again, and there once again he guided me and gave me the exact location, what I should enter in Google Maps. So it was Water Tower DTR-Al Khari. So I decided to go there early, and the communication was pretty smooth. So in terms of communication, Premier Online and North Face, they did a good job. They had made it very clear that you should come in early, at around 2 o'clock or so. 1 o'clock would be they would have some lunch or something, so they're 11 to 1. So I didn't want to go specifically for the lunch, neither did I want to take the bus, so I went there via my own vehicle. And I made sure that I informed him that I don't have one of those 4-wheel drives, so if it is anything that goes up and down and all that, I can't. So he told me, no, it's pretty straightforward. So fine, I took my vehicle, and I made sure that I left early at around, I think, 12 o'clock. By 1 hour's time, I reached that place. So it was a 1 hour drive very straightforward. Once I landed up to the place, everything was set up. The setup was pretty, very impressive. You're talking of just a mountainous region, and they've set up, a reception desk. You can check out the YouTube video, which I'll be putting a link down below. Everything that happened as they had a container with North Face. The branding was pretty amazing, and so I was pretty excited. And there are a lot of cars parked there. So I went forward to the reception, and there I noticed the confusion that was there. The lines were long and nothing was moving. So I just went in the front and I asked them, I'm here to pick up my bib number and my race pack. And there I was told that the system had crashed. Or the system was down, and that was pretty unfortunate because the lines were already building up, and I was like, oh shit, okay. And there was a little confusion there, so the team leader came and explained to everyone that this is what you should do. And then I was asked to go to another place, and then the other persons told me go and wait there. Then once again I came there, and then this lady said, okay, go and ask this person. I asked this person, she told me, give your name. I gave her my name, and she said, wait a minute, you must give me your number, because we have only jotted down based on numbers. So once again I went back, and this lady came with me, and she said, why are you sending people without their numbers? So then once again this lady searched and got me the number. So there was a little confusion there, and now the line was getting bigger and bigger. So after I think 35 minutes of moving around, I finally got my race pack. I got my number. Okay, I got my number, and I got a t-shirt. Okay, a t-shirt, white t-shirt. And then following that, I once again went to this lady and I said, I have not got my race pack. So I don't know what was in the race pack. And I think I have it here. Wait, let me just get it out. So I got my race pack, and I'll show you what I got. In the race pack, what they had given was, they had given a voucher. They had given a voucher that you can use in North Face. Here is, this was the shirt. This was the shirt that I got. The shirt that I got from it has dry fit. Okay, this was the shirt that I got. Okay, so this was the shirt that I used for the race, and along with that they had given me a race pack. In the race pack they had what did they give? Where is it? Oh yeah. Where did I keep it? Just as what I need. Oh yeah, there it is. Sorry, one second. Body's full. So in the race pack, they had given us a nice little bottle, courtesy Infinite One, powered by Good Health. So okay, nice shaker. And then this is the race pack. This is the race pack that they gave us. Okay. And apart from that, they had given us this is a voucher by Sunshine and Sports. Okay, sorry. This is a voucher. And apparently it's 50 dirhams off on a purchase of 250. Okay, and that's it. The rest of the stuff was, nothing. There's nothing else in the bag. This is all my stuff. So okay, that was it. I was not very impressed with the giveaways. So it's okay. 280 we paid, so I didn't feel that was quite value for money, so to speak. Okay. Then I noticed the line was getting bigger, and then we had to wait there was still time. It was like, by the time all this got over, I think it was 2:30. So I, still had time to kill, 2 hours to kill. The toilets the restrooms were pretty okay, really nice. Normally you have smelly, stinky, horrible toilets. And so, I was just killing time, and, there were burgers, there were French fries. I was really thinking to myself, are these the kind of food stuff that one would like to eat before a race? There were organic coffee, and crepe was there, crepe, what they call it. But it was absolutely overpriced, 25 dirhams and 5 dirhams per topping. So I felt that was exorbitant. Apart from that, the music was playing, everything was relaxed. Just walking around, went and took some photographs. Lee Harris came there, and Lee was exceptionally, courteous. He was very kind. He was very accommodating. The guy is really gracious. He was going everywhere, and he was really being in the moment. He was really taking his time to make people comfortable, and he did acknowledge the fact that the system was down. However, when I came at around, I think 3 o'clock, the lines were getting bigger and bigger, and I think people were getting frustrated, and I did voice a concern that, they would give bad ratings for this. Then at around 4 o'clock, I thought the race would start, but to my biggest surprise, at 4 o'clock, the race did not start. And then there was an announcement that we are going to delay by another 30 more minutes, and that was shocking. I was like, oh man, no way. And then I found out that the number of late registrations were so many that they needed another 35 minutes. And I was like, did something happen? And then when I spoke to one of the volunteers or the crew members, I was told that somebody actually stole an entire carton of shirts, which is really unfortunate. So it was not his fault. Somebody stole 200 shirts, and that was terrible. And, they were good shirts, and obviously race shirts with the numbers. What I feel is they shouldn't have given these shirts with the numbers printed on them. Rather, they should have given the shirt separate and the bibs that you can just, attach it with pins. So that was a mistake that they did. So we waited again, and people were losing their patience, and I knew that this would be mentioned. So the announcements were pretty clear that you should focus on the markings that are there, and don't follow anyone else who goes on the wrong direction, because then you'll end up going in the wrong way. The course was pretty challenging, very, very challenging. I mean, the ups and downs, and you had to be really careful with the stones. And the stones were kind of rather smooth and round, so there were a lot of chances for people to slip and fall down. To my biggest surprise, at around the 3rd kilometer, I think, we noticed a lot of runners going this way and a lot of runners going this way. And I was like, what in the world is going on? Which side do I go? And by the time I saw Lee running, and he was like, oh, this is the way you should go. And then he started calling all those people who went the wrong direction. And he was like, guys, you need to come this way, So he was guiding everyone, and he was, really taking a lot of initiative, and he was taking a lot of stress, and he was really working hard to, get the people go in the right direction. I think the course that was, the part of the course that was moving in a curve, it had a steep valley down, so there were 2 sides, and people were not sure which side to take. And I don't know whose fault it was. And the 21 kilometers the runners were running very fast. All of them had gone almost 1.5 kilometer right deep down, and they were all coming back. And then, to my biggest surprise, one guy, he actually turned around, and, when Lee was telling, come on guys, come on, he was like, fuck off, man. And he used a lot of profanity. I didn't feel that was very necessary. Agreed that you put a lot of hard work, you put a lot of effort, you want to break a PB, you want to do well. But, it happens, stuff happens, but you can't use that kind of language. And especially, Lee Harris was a nice guy. He really is a nice guy. They didn't have to use that kind of language, and I didn't feel that was very necessary. I really felt bad. And in my recording, I think you can actually hear that guy using the bad words, So maybe he was very passionate, or maybe it was the impulse of the moment, so whatever. So I continued running. The support stations were pretty good. They had a lot of oranges and a lot of bananas and a lot of water. The support stations were pretty good. The route was, there was a lot of risks when running. So if you're not careful, you could get an accident. You could fall. In my recording, you'll see 2 or 3 runners nearly tripped and fell down. And I think at around the 4th kilometer or so, or nearly at the 5th kilometer, one girl, I could see her sitting down with the medical staff there. She had fallen down on her knee, and they were applying ice, so it was pretty unfortunate, but the support was there. It was really nice. So at the 5th kilometer, I turned, I came back, and by the time I built up I was kind of used to it. Oh, the reason I ran the first 5 was because my bladder was full. I was just dying to go somewhere and just piss it all off. So finally, at the 5th, I couldn't take it anymore. So I just went and emptied my bladder, and then I was able to at least pick up some speed. And overall, I finished strong at the end. I really ran hard. So the support was good. The race briefing was good. The course, the guidance on the course was really confusing. The reception and the information by the group members, that was really confusing. I think they should have had better signage to guide people, so that they wouldn't go, because it's, such a vast empty place. People can go anywhere. I think Lee Harris was doing a lot of work, and he was really taking all the stress and all the responsibility. I think he should have a better team that can, take on the challenges rather than dumping everything on his head. The servers were down, and they should have had a list where your names was your names like the IT in Abu Dhabi, your names are listed alphabetically, so it's easy to find out. And I think the security should be much more so that robbery like this wouldn't take place. Overall, I overall for out of 10, I would give the entire experience a 5 or 4.5, out of 10. Not that the race was bad, but the entire experience, there were so many loopholes. And in terms of Lee Harris's leadership, I would say it's I would give him a 9.5 because he works so hard, he gives so much. But then in terms of delegation, I think he doesn't have a very strong team to support him. So that is where his rating comes a little down. But Lee Harris as a human being is a great person. He's a humble guy. He's really working so hard. And I think he is the right person that North Face has got as a leader, as a brand ambassador, because there were so many things which are out of his control, and he did his best to keep things controlled and in a perspective. Suggestions that I would give, yes, number one is you need to have clear-cut direction so that people don't get confused, especially at the turnings and when there are 2-3 paths. You need people to guide, especially in a race like this. Second one is there should be no excuse about servers being down. You should have printouts and with alphabetical names, so that makes things easier. So it's just simple. This is the number. Go pick up your bib from here. Security should be much more. And the refreshments and if people want to buy, a lot of these guys, they were overpriced, absolutely overpriced. The prices were ridiculous. And you should have some healthy options if people want to eat food. And there were no snacks. I don't know, snacks are not there, or maybe I came in too late. They were giving marshmallows. I didn't want to eat marshmallows. So there should have been some fruits or fruits or some buffet counter where we could eat at least something. Not buffet, but at least something. The medical staff were pretty helpful after I finished running. So, the guys in the ambulance said, "Come, would you like to take some oxygen?" You can check in the video. I also had oxygen intake. The medal was pretty good. You have an open, pretty nice medal. So, overall, so this was my experience with the North Face run. A lot of mistakes were made. I'm pretty sure next year they're going to do it even better. They would definitely make sure they don't repeat these mistakes. So overall, really tiring. You need a really strong level of fitness if you're going to take part in this race. It's not like running a straight. It's running up, running down. It takes a lot out of you. Overall, yes, I will participate in North Face race once again. I just hope they incorporate all these suggestions and ideas. And a big thank you to Lee Harris. I think his leadership is good. It can be great if he has a better team that works, not making him run and do everything else. And I think he is a perfect ambassador for North Face, just to show that even when things don't go your way, still someone is there to work under stress and make things happen. So Lee Harris, thank you very much. North Face, thank you very much. Great experience with you. Race was not perfect, but that doesn't dilute your brand. I think you still have a very strong brand. But yes, do show some support to the runners because they're spending a lot of money coming, participating. I think the giveaways can improve. I think the refreshments, the outlets over there should, subsidize their prices, because if everything is, so expensive, then people will get put off. So overall, that was my experience. I give it a 4.5 out of 10, my overall experience. And I just hope things get better. So Loy from LoyMachedo.com and who'sLoyMachedo.com giving you his experience with North Face, the North Face Rock Run 2016. Hope you can see it. This is how the medal looks like. So me saying goodbye for now. Thank you very much for watching. Any questions? Love to hear from you. Me saying cheerio.